Okay, we're going to reconnect the head of a pinball machine, a Bally or Stern, because they're very, very similar, if not almost identical. There'd be different variations. You know, some may have a soundboard, some may have a different kind of soundboard, so the wiring may be a little bit different, but in general, reconnecting a Bally or Stern head to a body is the same. So first thing you want to do, we're starting at this stage. We've already set up the machine, put it on legs, we put the head on, but the first thing you want to do before you put on the head is feed the power cord out from behind. There's a little groove back there, and because you're going to set up the head, put everything connected and good to go, and then you're going to go turn the machine. There's going to be no power. You're going to be like, oh yeah, we forgot to plug it in. You're going to go behind the machine, you're going to be like, where's the plug? You know how I know that? Because I've done that once or twice, I admit. So first thing is remove the power cord and feed it out the back of the neck. Second step is put in your head bolts. There'll be a 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them usually. And now the most important step is reconnecting the boards. So all your wires will be down in the neck. You want to pull them up. Get all your wires out. Kind of lay them out here. There's basically 2 main harnesses. And if someone was nice and labeled the connectors for you, that's an extra bonus. If not, each connector is different and you really can't screw it up. Especially if it has the little keys in each of the connectors. There's usually a key. If there's not a key, then you might want to be a little wary if you're plugging the connector in right side up or not, because that's very important. Don't want to put in anything upside down. I was kind enough to label the connectors for myself. So I just put the, like on the side of each connector, it says P2, J3, J1, so I know exactly where they go. And P2 is not a common, this says J1, J3, this says J2, J3, but because this is a replacement solenoid driver board, they label their connectors as P1, P2, so you won't often see that because these solenoid driver boards are usually very good and last a long time. It's the first reproduction solenoid driver board I've had from Alltech. It's a nice board for sure, but it's only the first one I've had, and had lots of Bally Sterns, so that doesn't pop up too often. So there you go. It says J3. Pop that onto the MPU. Push it on straight if you can. Make sure when you're putting it on, you don't look to see if there's any bent pins, because sometimes a connector won't go on very well. It's because there's a bent pin, and if you add more pressure to it, you're just going to bend it more and make it worse. So make sure the pins are straight on the connector. See, I can already tell there's a little bit of bends in the bottom one right there. The bottom 2 are bent down a little bit. So straighten those out just a little bit. Don't break them. Just gentle. So this is P2, that goes there. Let's pretend that it's not labeled. Okay, this is a big connector, it's a white one. Where are the big spaces left? Here's a big space. Oh, on the power supply over on this side. Now, make sure you get this right. Usually it's keyed. If not, make sure you look at photos on the internet if you don't know for sure. Compare. But you don't want to put in any connectors, especially in the power supply, upside down. This says J2 right, so I know that goes on the right side of the power supply. And then feed our wires into the wire clamps there. One more connector to go. This says J3, so that goes there. This says J1, and you know, the wires, connectors are positioned roughly where the boards are. The next one up, obviously, go higher. This says J2. This one can't really go anywhere other than right here, so voila. We got this little square connector. There's only one other place that can go. That is to the back box. And this connector you can't screw up either. It's foolproof. It will only go in one way, which is this way. Squeeze that on nice and tight. And looks like we got 2 connectors left. That's going there. This is for the power supply J1. I had labeled that. It says this side up. Very important. And plug that in. And then a lot of times people will forget. Feel around in here, because this, you want to attach this ground strap. There's a screw right here, Phillips screw. It's going to the existing ground straps, so you're tying into that. And so you just screw that onto there. I'm not going to actually do that because I actually have to remove this head now that I've done reconnecting it. It is going out the door today. So that is basically it. You've connected all your connectors. You know what? Look what I found. One more connector that goes to the soundboard. And I guess technically, you know, I'm not done, because you want to refeed the wires into the wire clamps, just so that there's no stress on them. There's another one here, but you get the point. That's really about it. Double and triple check your power supply if you're going to check anything. That's the only one that can typically get screwed up if you're not paying attention, or if they're not keyed. These connectors get burnt, they get replaced, people don't key them, and you can put them in upside down, and you don't want to do that. That's very bad. So just triple check the power supply. Everything else is pretty much foolproof. And power on the machine, and good luck. Hopefully everything works as good as it did when it was before it was torn apart. All right, hope you enjoyed. Talk to you next time.